The cities of Woodbury and Cottage Grove have a very close relationship. So we thought it would be a great idea to sit down with our counterparts from Cottage Grove. Welcome Gail Griffith and Mike Vandervoort.
Well, hello, yay!
Hi guys, thanks for being on the show.
Oh, we're so happy to be here.
I'm so nervous.
You're so nervous.
Have you guys ever been on TV
Do you want some cards?
I'm nervous.
No,
Feel a little out of place, not in your car.
kind
Yes.
of do. Like we're not outside
Right.
with the wind whipping or the rain or
Yep.
anything.
You're warm. It's a little warmer in here.
It's a
yeah.
little warmer with
So
all
for
these
those of you who aren't familiar, Mike and Gail have their own show, Grove 911, where they do what we do and talk about the Cottage Grove Police Department and things that go on with the Public Safety Department in their city. So we thought we would join forces for a little bit this time.
Long overdue.
Yeah, and share the stage and just talk about some things that we do together.
And it's a
Sounds
lot.
good. We do a lot together.
It's like the Justice League forming.
It
We're
is.
together.
Yes.
We're integrated.
This is the bonding of a new
Something.
world.
Yes.
It's really big.
Wow.
It's so
Sorry,
big.
is that
I
too
feel like
much?
that should
It's
be a
big.
movie.
That's fine. So,
On that note,
so, and when we talk about working with them, we talk about words like mutual aid. And maybe we can help explain what that word means, and then you guys get a better picture of what we're talking about.
Well, for mutual aid, it's kind of a way for cities to help each other out, and it gives us additional resources to draw from, especially if our resources are limited to some extent by either a fire, a medical emergency, or something of that nature. And mutual aid allows other cities to come into our community and help with those services.
Yeah.
So.
And we do a lot of mutual aid with Cottage Grove for the police, fire, and EMS, all three of the public safety aspects. Maybe we can ask you guys, how about an experience you've had where you've worked with someone from Woodbury?
Well, even being on a patrol, I mean, we work close, like we've talked before we started recording. You know, calls may generate in Woodbury, but might end up in Cottage Grove or vice versa. So we're able to talk to each other on computers. We're able to talk to one another and ask, hey, do you know who this person is? And so it's a great resource for both of us to kind of bounce questions off each other.
and kind of when, if we're out in the squads or we're patrolling or whatever, even in offices, actually, we have our radios on.
Right.
And we can hear what's going on in each other's cities. And sometimes, if there's maybe a traffic stop that might be a little bit high risk or maybe questionable or something, or they're all alone, if we happen to be in the area, maybe we can swing by, or vice versa,
Yeah.
you could swing by us. Or you may hear like, hey, somebody's out fighting with a suspect or something, and if you overhear it, if Woodbury happens to be
Yeah.
closer, you're certainly going to come down, and
Yeah.
or we're going to go up, and so it's that kind of a partnership, really,
Right.
where we kind of just look out for one another and listen for what's going on.
And away from the calls, I mean, we train together behind the scenes too, whether it's firearms and you guys have that FATS machine.
Yeah.
What do we say it stood for? Firearms
Firearms
Training
System
Simulator.
or something like that, yeah.
So we've done firearms training. We've done, I know doing K9, I've worked a lot with Jason Posel and Brian Klein, and they've welcomed me to come up and train with them at any time, which is nice when you're kind of a one-man show down
Sure.
here. So it's nice to use each other's resources.
Yeah.
It's kind of, I really see like public safety is kind of a small family, really. I mean, there's so many of us everywhere, but
Right.
really if you talk to anybody that's in public safety, we're kind of a unique little family,
Yeah.
Some of the family members you can't pick, but, right, no, I'm kidding.
Very well said.
But we work well together and we support one another, and it's kind of unique in the world of employment. A lot of people don't really get that.
Yeah.
We see things that a lot of people are never going to see, and so we have each other's back. So it's a nice relationship.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. And we may have touched on this a little bit, but maybe we can talk a little bit about how mutual aid affects the three branches of public safety, being fire, EMS, and police, as far as resources within the two communities.
Well, whenever there's a fire, I mean, we're going to either ask you guys for help or we're going to help
Yeah.
you guys out just because there's one fire in town doesn't mean there couldn't be a second fire. And so we have to be prepared. We can't put all our resources into one basket and not be prepared for a second or third incident. So it's nice to know that, hey, if we're really busy down here with a car crash or a lot of medicals, that Woodbury has staff available to help out, or vice versa.
Yeah.
Yeah, and fires take a lot of resources anyway, and so most, if there's a real active fire going on, most agencies will need support from surrounding agencies to come help,
Right.
which is called mutual aid. And so, and like with EMS, I know that Woodbury and Cottage Grove have an actual agreement. You know, it helps us with staffing our ambulances and such, so we don't have to have as many people on at the same time, you know, where we're paying for them. And if you guys happen to be super busy and all your paramedics are out of town at the hospitals, we would come and help you, and vice versa. And
Yeah.
so that's an actual written agreement that we have with you guys on that. But
That's a great working
Yeah.
relationship.
It's
Yeah.
a tricky job to kind of juggle, making sure you always have staff on.
There you go, right.
Whenever someone calls 911, they're going to
Yeah.
get the same service whether you're busy or not.
Right.
Yep.
So that's
Yep.
where we need to rely on each other.
Good point.
Yeah. It's a good working relationship, like you said a couple times, but in the training we train, you participate in different aspects of law enforcement or public safety. Being a school resource officer,
Yep.
you know, when Yvette and I were school resource officers, we we had monthly meetings. You have all those extra trainings. We talked about like with SWAT. I work with SWAT and I work with a couple of Cottage Grove guys, and
Yep.
we see each other all the time, and it's so great because then when you hear their radio number or you hear their voice or you see them on a call, it's very comfortable. Not that you wouldn't be uncomfortable, but
Right.
you could go out on a call in another city and you're still not sure how somebody might approach a subject or things like that, because we all train a little bit different, but to have a relationship where you can walk up and feel that kind of at ease,
Right.
because I know
Yep.
these guys, we train with them, we work with them, we talk to
Yeah.
them, so.
Or you hear a voice on the radio and go, hey, I used to work with him.
Hey, oh yeah.
yeah, like what's their number now in Woodbury? I knew what their number in Cottage Grove was.
Yeah.
Well, the good news is they still know their way to Cottage Grove.
Yeah.
That's right, that's
Yes,
right.
they
So
do.
it's
We've had
good.
little border meets with them
Yeah.
now
Yep.
and then. And
It's
hi.
all. I mean, it's all like you said. It's we're all still one family. I mean,
Right.
Yeah.
no matter what patch we have on our
Exactly.
sleeve, we're all out there trying to, we have the same goal in mind, is
We
to
do.
provide public safety, and that doesn't matter what patch you're wearing. I mean, we're all doing the same job, just different faces that we're dealing with. So.
Yeah.
And I
Yep.
think being on patrol, I think we all may have had experiences where we've wound up helping out Cottage Grove, and Cottage Grove has wound up helping us on our calls, and
Yep.
it's just a given. It's sometimes you depending on the call, you call it out. Someone's just going to show up. There
Yep.
are other calls where each agency has asked over the radio, "Would you like our help? You
Yep.
need us to come down, just 1, 2," and it's agreed upon that way, and everybody's better for it.
And regardless, it's always nice when you want somebody there. You don't
Yeah.
really care what their patch says. right?
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah,
like,
that's
Exactly.
true.
oh, thank
And it's not
goodness
just
I have
Cottage Grove,
some help.
Woodbury. I mean,
No, of
we're
course
all
not.
helping out everyone within
Yeah.
Washington
Yeah.
County, whether it be St. Paul Park or Newport or everyone. I mean,
Right.
you guys come down to Newport because you border them to the southwest,
Yep.
I guess, and then us with St. Paul Park, and so I mean, we're all, like I said, it's if we try to help out where we can.
Yep.
So, and usually when one city gets busy, we're kind of quiet, and
It
vice
is
versa.
interesting.
It
so
is kind of nice.
so
how-
Yeah.
we can kind of sit
Yeah.
back and go,
They're really
yeah.
getting
Yeah,
it today.
we've done
and-
that all, we do that. Boy, Grove's getting hammered.
guess there's a special at Walmart today. So.
So
yeah, it's
funny.
feast or famine somehow that works.
Right,
but,
right.
Yeah.
Well, we really want to thank you guys
Yeah,
for
it was
coming on our
great
show.
to-
This has been enlightening, been fun. I
Yeah,
think
well,
we should
thanks
do
for
it more
having us.
often.
It is kind of fun to get together.
Yeah, thanks for coming in the studio.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
we
raining
coming back
outside,
in.
so I'm okay with
Oh,
that.
I know it's kind of nice,
Out there
yeah,
shoot for you
right?
today.
We'll get together again in the summer when we can be outside.
That sounds
and-
great.
that'd be great.
It'll
Yeah,
be
that'd be
nice
great.
out, so.
That's